Hey everybody, let me see. I'm supposed to be going live. Let's see. We'll see if this wills. There we are.
Where
Hey,
you been? What's up, Pam?
I got to share this out to my mods. Hang on a sec. Okay. Hey, I did have internet issues before, but I think it was more TikTok than it was me. So
Uh-huh.
I took the Wi-Fi off. I think so far everything looks good. Yes. So there
Yep, you good.
There was a little issue before. I don't know. There was a note. Somebody said something about me, and you caught it. Hey, Samantha. Something about, anyway, somebody was trying to mass report. But anyway, hey, not going to stop me.
Wow.
Not going to stop me. I'm still here. I'm here to help people just like you.
Right. So yes. So Pam,
Yes.
how you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing really, really good. I really am. I'm getting I'm sure you're the same. We're out and about and we just get these downloads like we're out. It just happens. And all of a sudden it's
Right.
like, OMG, I got to download. And then you got to write it down. You got to share it. That's so many of your beautiful videos I know are channeled stuff.
Yes, it is. It is. I'll be like, what? And I go back and look at them. I'm like, okay, maybe I needed to hear that too, at the same time. So, you
Now,
know,
guys, I want to, for those of you that are, I've got 60 people popping in. Welcome, welcome. This is a good friend of mine, Kingcjdukes. His jewelry is beyond precious. Look what he made me. This is my celestite power piece. There's also a quartz crystal, but the main thing is the celestite. He made
yeah.
this for me as a gift, and I'm like so honored. So I love watching your lives because you're making jewelry as you're engaging everybody, and I think that's just awesome, awesome. We connected. Was it on here? We did connect on here, didn't we?
Next on here, yep.
And then we went over to Instagram, and so
Instagram, yep.
if you are not following King, make sure you follow him because, and what are you wearing tonight? Let's see. What do you got on?
So this is my IRA with the Moldavite, and then my original dragon with the Moldavite and her diamond. So these are like my normal stuff that I usually wear outside.
Isn't that
Yep,
awesome?
walking
Oh,
around.
hello. Welcome, welcome. My mods are popping in. Samantha, her and I went live together before this, when we took a break for I ate dinner, we connected and brought forth some spirits and things like that. So I'm glad you were able to come back in, Samantha, and say hello. Our topic was just kind of a different. You came up with the topic tonight, right?
I think we both did. Well, the thing was, I mean, it was just about using your gifts, whatever that is.
Right.
It could be music, it could be art, it could be poetry, it could be spoken word, it could be mediumship, it could be your psychic abilities. Giving a good word. And I know with you too. Like, so in my experience, I kind of made the connection with the other side to where when I was diving deep in on that side, to where it was like how how movies portray psychic mediums, like you see everything and it's not really like how it is. It's more like an
Right.
imagery quick thing, and you got to be like, all right, I see this, and then you got to kind of connect it. It's not like a full on they're speaking right here, but you'll feel the presence. You'll hear what you're just repeating stuff that you see or hear. You be like, this got to make sense. So it's kind of like putting the puzzles together,
Right.
pieces together to make it come all together. Like, okay, this is why they're saying this, or this is why I'm getting this image, kind of
Yes.
thing. But I want you to elaborate a little bit more of how spirit comes to you, right, and the people on the other side.
Okay. And welcome, mods. I see my mods are popping in. Hi, Jackie. Hello, Margie. Hello, my beautiful mods. So now I will honestly say that I was born with this, but I came from a very violent household, and I just couldn't. I couldn't do that. So I did the
Hmm.
best I could as a child, which I didn't even know what it was as a child, to block it. And so, but it never fully went away. I was always hearing, and it got to be a point in my life where when the soul is ready, it's going to happen. Okay. So I began to mainly, clairsentient is all about the sensing and the feeling. So they were around me before I actually started maybe hearing more. So when they started coming to me, I don't see somebody standing there. Some people can see people standing there. That is not what I do. It's like a TV screen in my brain, and it's like telepathy. They'll show me what they look like. I'll see the names. So it's like this communication. Like some people say, well, what if they didn't speak English? There's a universal language. It doesn't matter. It still equates
Yep.
to, I hear
Right.
them, they hear me, and that type of thing. And sometimes, like the other night, I got this really sick feeling because I don't always feel, but sometimes there's something that's real important. They want me to talk about a certain area of the body. Um, and so things just pop in. They just pop in. And people say to me, do you ever get rest? Yeah. They don't bother me all not I don't sorry guys, I don't mean to say the word bother me. They don't bother me. They're not around 24/7 either. We have
Right.
lives. You have lives. I have lives, and lives. That's funny. I do think you and I had a past life together. I do. I feel that connection. What it was, I don't know, but I feel that. And so, you know, and the more like guys tapping into your gifts. Suppose there are some of y'all here that want to tap into that gift because you feel guided to. We're all born psychic. We're all born psychic. Not everyone's going to develop that to the degree of what some of us mediums do, but we're all
Yep.
born with it. But you need to trust, and then when you begin to accept and open up, you got to practice, practice, practice. It takes all. Hey, Ziggy Booten's in the house. It took me. I've been doing this for 30 years now. 30.
Oh.
I'm giving my age. And it's gotten more and more and more profound. And, everyone is born with gifts, right?
Yep.
And, like I've written some books, poetry and short stories, and musicians are gifted. You make jewelry. You have a beautiful gift with the jewelry. What I love about it is that you put this healing energy into all of your jewelry. Okay. So when I feel it, guys, you know that he's put his heart and soul into it. And so, we can all have multiple gifts. We don't have to be limited to one gift. And
Right.
it's time for some of y'all to acknowledge your gift. You've been trying to tap into your gift? Exactly. Exactly. Same with people I don't know how many people we got 189 on my side. I don't know how many peeps you got in yours.
Like 50.
They're going to show up. All these people are going to show up because you know what? Everyone loves to watch him make his jewelry. And I'm hoping that he's got something he's going to make tonight. I don't know. Do you?
You know what's funny is that I'm in the middle of. I don't know why. I'm always when I'm going live. Like the last live, I was making a snake head, but it was for Jasmine's garden. That she's on here too.
Yeah.
But she was like, can you make me like a snake? I was like, all right, I can do it. But I was like, I'm gonna go live anyway. I wasn't planning to do the whole thing on live, but I did do it on live. And then I was like, okay, I see the 3D version. So a lot of the stuff that I'll see it in my mind, but I have to kind of like know how I'm going, which wire is gonna go where. So everything plays out in my mind, and then I create it. So like right now, I'm in the middle of making this one. So this is like a snake, but
Oh,
it's a 3D
wow.
snake.
Look
So
at
it's like
that.
underneath, and then it's coming all the way around. So of course it ain't all the way done, but I still gotta make the full thing. But then
That's
at first it was, this
gorgeous.
is going to be more like a display one. But then I was like, that'll be cool, because I've seen somebody have it where it's like you'll go around the back of your neck and they'll sit there on there. So
Oh my God.
it's
Oh,
gonna
for those
be,
of you who are asking, it's Kingcjdukes. I know you can't see his full name there. Can one
yeah, it's
of my
loud.
moms put his handle in here? Kingcjdukes, so y'all follow. You guys, he does custom work. Absolutely. Um, talk about your Etsy shop because now, as a matter of fact, guys. Oh, I didn't bring the rest of my jewelry in here. His wife gave me a beautiful bracelet. I took it off for a moment. Gosh dang it! I'll have to go get it. Talk about
It's
your
all
Etsy
good.
shop. What is your
So
Etsy
yeah,
shop?
my Etsy shop, it's a King C Original, or if you can go on, it's actually a kingcoriginal.com. It'll still bring it up. It'll go to my Etsy, but have bracelets that my wife makes, pendants, necklaces, full necklaces, like beaded necklaces. And again, I'm using what I love to do, and I know like my energy is like kind of contagious, so I do put a lot of like effort and energy into my pieces that I make. So when people do get it, that's more gratifying than anything. As far as people getting it, like I felt the energy when I got it. It feels good, it feels amazing. So that's the main thing with it. But yeah, you can check me out on Etsy at King C Original, or go to kingcoriginal.com. It'll come up. But
And
yes,
are you usually live on Wednesdays making? Okay, Wednesdays.
yep. Yep, Rapping
Okay.
Wednesday.
So there's some people in here that are wanting to know, how can I tap into my gift? How can we find out what our gifts are? I'm going to say this, and I'm sure King has other thoughts too. Is that when it's time for things to awaken, or as if it's a part of our purpose, the soul, it's ready. The soul's going to start talking to you.
Yep,
You're going to get signs and messages. You're going to get what we call synchronicities. You're going to feel an urge to make
yep.
a change. Oh, you guys are so sweet. They love us two together. Thank y'all. Um, it's just one of those things. And, honestly, I can say that I tried to fight mine for a long time. And then it got to the point where I made an agreement with God before I came. And by God, He was going to make sure that I followed through with it. And so, what are your thoughts on when people are trying to tune in to, their gifts?
So, like you said earlier, you can have multiple gifts. Um, so, like you said, the synchronicities, even with this, like I didn't know I had this in me as far as creating jewelry like this. I didn't know it was going to evolve into all of this. So, again, it was just like trying something that I felt like was right or good, and then I was like, wait a minute, I like this, and like it's kind of like you said, it's like a craving. Like my soul wants to create. Like we're all creators. We want to create. We want to express ourselves. And this is how I do it. It's through wire wrapping. Before it was music. I do paint as well, but it's just depending on the energy that I have. But if you're trying to find what you're good at, or but you'll be led to it, and you'll feel it actually in your soul, in your gut, like, hey. And then again, you get the, hey, you should do this, or hey, that'll be a good idea if you start an Etsy shop. And then somebody else over there, hey, do you sell these? You'd be like, okay, there it is. Maybe I
Right.
should start doing this. And you're just taking those little breadcrumbs and keep following it. And then, you
And,
just
and pay
do it.
attention to your dreams. Pay attention because, your
That
dreams
too.
are talking to you.
That's another thing too. It was crazy is that, like, I'm glad that you mentioned dreams, because I honestly all the time I'm like, spirit, whoever, ancestors, guardian angels, if y'all show me the signs in my dream, you guys are invited. I'm gonna be open to receive anything. So I started getting dreams about just like finding crystals. I'll be at the beach, and I'm like, oh, there's crystals in there. So I'm digging, I'm looking for crystals, like I can wrap these. So I'm like, okay, it's crystals. So I started diving down the deep end with crystals and finding out the metaphysics about it, the spiritual side of it, all of it, the scientific side of it, and then
Yep.
just diving deep into that. But I just enjoy it and I love it.
So you just started. People say, "Well, how do I start?" Wait, what did you do? What When you were first starting this? What did you do? Did you go take a class? Did you go on YouTube?
So yeah, so originally I did go on YouTube because I was like, let me find out how to do this, because I've seen other artists like do things. And I was like, man, I wonder how they do that. But yeah, I was like, how do I wrap? So I wrap. I saw a couple tutorials on how to do certain things. I learned how to like weave, do the coils. But then after that, I kind of just started doing things more intuitively. So it's more like, all right, I had a dream, like, and I went to the store, like the crystal store, to pick out this crystal. I was like, man. So I started like, wrapping and coming up with different designs. And like again, with the dragon, that's like a whole nother thing. So like I had a dream that like basically I dreamt of the dragon. I was just like, okay, cool. Let me try to make this dragon. I got up and it's a flow state. I felt like it wasn't even me. So I'm just like boom, 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 just going. I'm like, what? And then it's just like, oh my goodness, look at this. And then now it birthed me into it something else to make it more of a 3D sculpture versus just doing jewelry. So it's again, it's just progressing. And again, it don't feel like work. It just feels like I'm doing this naturally from my soul, from my heart. And it's not always, about the money. It's more about knowing your worth, you know what I mean?
Correct.
And just expressing. That's it.
But I see you at some point being more free in doing this work, whatever that means. So
Yes, 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 yes. So look, and I'm scared. Okay, I'm scared. I've been in corporate America all my life. So I've been getting signs like kind of like you jumping in and jumping out double dash. I'm like, all right, is it time to leave yet? No, okay, now it's time to leave. Is it time to leave yet? No, it ain't time to leave yet. It's time. So I'm like, am I doubting myself? Am I, but when the time
mhm.
is, I'll know the time.
I see it. I see it. I see it because think like for many of you guys, think of the world right now. It's just like there's so much sadness, there's so much anxiety, there's so much stress. People are supposed to be doing, first of all, what they love, what they're passionate about, and they're supposed to be helping people. So I do
Right,
see you as doing this full. I see it. It's just right there, full time. So, maybe you're not, I feel you're there, but you know what? I can understand the fear. I mean, I quit the corporate world and started off going into massage college. And I was like, I can't believe I'm doing this with two young kids and getting a divorce. I mean, but when it's time, it's time. Um,
right.
uh, Okay, just a second. Somebody just asked a quick question. I want to answer this because someone
Go
said, I
ahead.
had a
Yep.
bad dream about my lost loved ones, but it was a bad dream. Is that a thing? That's probably your own fears. When you have nightmares in regards to loved ones who have crossed, that's more your own fears and your grief. When you have that's not what I call a real visitation. But if you have someone from the other side that comes through and you wake up feeling comfort and loved, that was an actual visitation. So I just wanted to talk about that because somebody just asked that question. Now, I also want to say that you have a very supportive family in what you do as well.
What?
Yes, you do have a supportive family.
What? No, I do. I do. I do. I really do. My wife is definitely on board. The thing
Yes.
is like me having confidence in myself. I know that I'm good, but it's just like I try to stay like underneath the radar kind of thing. Like, oh yeah, I'm good, I'm cool. But it's like, no, you need to step out and be like, yes, own it. You know what I mean, kind of thing. So it's like not being like cocky, but being confident. And then like with me, I used to always doubt myself a lot of times, basically creating resistance from things that I do want to, have. But it's like I'm stuck. I'm keeping myself stuck because I'm having these bad thoughts like, oh, I'm not good enough. But people are like, no, you're good. You're good. I'm like, no, I'm not good enough. So it's like I'm in the middle. But then it's like once you start to step into your power, step into your confidence, you're like, well, I am. And then, you're like, okay, yes, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is how it is. So,
Well, it's like when I was down, when COVID hit, I sold my house. I moved up north so I could become a volunteer park ranger. And I didn't know what else was in store for me. Surprise, surprise. And I was down visiting for Thanksgiving and all of a sudden TikTok. And I'm like, what? You got to do this TikTok. This was my guides. So I did the TikTok and then I watched it. I'm like, I'm I'm not doing this. There's oh my God, there's mean people, there's this. And I was gonna get off of it. And the voice was go where the people are. Don't worry about that. You focus on, yes, he is cute. He is a very good friend of mine and he has a beautiful wife, just so you know. Um, so the voice was, no, stick with it. And, it's been rough at times, but, I'm sticking with it and I've met some beautiful people. The universe
Right.
guys are going to put you where you're supposed to be. You can fight it,
Yep.
kicking and screaming, or you can go with the flow. So I
Yeah.
think, King, you and I probably both fought it for a while. Wouldn't you think so?
We did because I honestly was like, okay, I'm sticking on to like Facebook and Instagram, but even with that, like I was doing like so much like music promotion and stuff like that. I was doing music, but then I wasn't like doing my jewelry thing. But then I made one TikTok doing just like a rapping, and then everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, I love it! I love it! I love it!" I was like, "Okay, this is cool. I like it." So, and
Mhm.
then I started doing the same thing, and then having a following, and then I came across you, and then other people as well. So it definitely,
And
I
there
met
are
some really cool
people that are
people.
new in here that want to see what's his necklace he has on now. He has more than one.
Uh,
He'll show you again.
Here, so this is my Ira, and then my dragon,
Wow.
and then these are like yeah, and then this is my big dragon, of course the big one. But yeah,
Oh, look at that one. Oh my
this is
God.
ugh. So yeah, and then this wasn't it was supposed to be a necklace, but then I was like it's too large. But I was like I'm gonna be extra, so I'm gonna wear this out in public. Thing I'm like, what the hell is that? I'm like, oh, I created this.
And you know what? And guys, for you that are new, this is my celestite, and he's got the clear quartz on the top. Look at this work that he did. Look.
You know what's funny when I created that for you too, it was just like I was being told what crystals to go and put together. So even though I wouldn't use those right there, I was like, this I didn't get it, but maybe you needed it, like for whatever like that you work with and stuff. So I was like, okay, this normally wouldn't go with this, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna do what I'm being told to do. So I'm just like with the numbers and with the beads and everything. So I was just like, okay, but and that's why I sent you the other one because I was like, this is more like little and stuff, but like I said, this was like intuitively like
Yeah.
designed for whatever purpose that you need it for, And like I said, I was like, this is kind of big. I was like, well, I'm like, they're like, nope, just do it, send it. I was like, okay,
Yes,
cool.
he does. He makes them to sell. That is correct. You want the snake one? I think the snake, is that the one for Jasmine?
So the one for Jasmine, she's already sent that out today. I haven't finished this one yet, but I might try to push it through tonight. We'll see if we got enough time, but yeah.
I do follow her. You're gonna have to put a good name for me with her. She doesn't really know me, but I do follow her. I love her.
I will. I definitely will. I definitely will. And the same thing, with TikTok and everything, and people, they start to get up more traction and out there. But like I said, long as you're doing what you're doing, your people's gonna find you. Energy, the divine timing is all gonna add up, and where you're supposed to be and what's for you is gonna be yours. So
Correct.
don't sweat about like going after like, oh, I gotta get more followers. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. Be you, do you, and everything will come together and work for you.
Correct. You got, like, somebody kept saying, "Oh my gosh, what if something happens and this happens to you?" And I was like, "God's gonna put me where I'm supposed to be."
Right,
I'm not really
right.
I'm not really worried about it because he put me here to begin with. And, I do try to tell people, I go on my YouTube, I go on Instagram. Now, do you have a YouTube as well?
I do. It's Kingcjdukes as well. I got like some free tutorial rapping tutorials on there as well. I'm actually gonna start having like online courses. So I've been recording like videos for like beginners, intermediate, so people that want to learn and
Ah,
stuff like that. So yeah,
so
I'm doing
see,
that as well.
you're expanding out, and now you're also becoming a teacher.
Yep, we're all teachers
We're
in
all
some sort of way.
teachers. We're all teachers. We're all students.
And
Oh,
we're all
that's right, guys.
students.
Happy
See,
Earth
I
Day.
know.
What
See,
a cool night to do this because it is Earth Day. Guys, in fact, I had a channeled message and I did the video. It's in my I went outside and it was like, oh, I get it. So, because I'm not crazy about the wind, but it was a special message. If you guys get a chance, go watch all of our videos. I've duetted a couple of his videos because they're so hilarious. Spirituality doesn't always have to be so serious.
Right.
And
Right.
spirit wants us to laugh. I even think your funny ones that you've done are all channeled as well.
You know what's funny is a lot of the stuff I come up with, it'll be like last minute, just like I got to get up and do this and create this because it'll be like, and then sometimes I'll be like, man, what idea can I have? But I'll just be driving. And I'll be like, okay, what about this? But in the beginning stages, I was just doing like reenactments of certain things that I've went through, like with my family, my sisters, or even dealing with spirits and seeing things and all that other stuff. So it was kind of like just revisiting all the stuff and bringing it back to life. But
Yes,
yeah.
yes. I totally get that because I still have family members that just they think I'm weird, and I just say, well, thank you. I don't mind being weird. I mean, I'm an Aquarius. Aquarius people are supposed to be weird anyway. But the universe, like when you guys are ready, when the student is ready, the teacher comes.
Future up here. Yep.
And the universe connected me and King like early on. Really, I don't think it was
Yeah.
that long on TikTok before we connected. And it's like, guys, you have no idea when I wear this power piece when I'm doing my work. Yeah, no, and it's right there in the heart chakra area, right? You have no idea what it feels like. It's so like when you know that you're doing your purpose and you're guided by spirit and you're this healer and you put your energy into it, that confirms to me that King is a healer. He's an energy worker and puts his intuitive skills into his beautiful jewelry and music
Yes. Thank you.
and music.
Thank
So, I don't, is there something, let me ask you this, is there something that you'd like to make that you haven't yet?
um well, I have a whole bunch of like, I guess, like list of things that I do want to create. I want it. Well, I'm actually in the middle, so I did want to make that like a 3D snake. One, I want to create like a lion because, of course, I'm a Leo. However, um, the thing is like to create a lion, it's difficult. As far as like how the wires will look to make it realistic and stuff like that. So I know it will be a challenge for me. So I'm like, okay, let me knock out what everyone the other ones that I want to do. So like, I want to do like a ram like for Aries. But I mean, I honestly just go off of my intuition or dreams or just like again, like if it comes to me, I'll be like, oh, I want to create that. But I don't have nothing like I'm like, I need to create this right now. But
Now,
I just
somebody wants a unicorn.
somebody said that too. I want a unicorn. They said it on my side too.
Now, Margie, my beautiful moderator says, ask him if he has malachite pieces, please. Ooh, I love malachite.
We have lots of malachite pieces. So like even like this is like the full necklace though. Um, so this is like the a malachite heart with Jasper and Super Seven. So yeah, like this one is just like a simple one, but I do have a lot of loose malachite that I can create more things with. But this is the stuff that I already have created. But yeah, I have tons of stones: citrine, Super Seven, Moldavite, Herx,
Now,
opals. But yeah.
tell me and them. You go to places like Quartzite, Tucson to get your stuff. What do you do with your stones to prepare them for your energy and your work?
So once I get all the stones that I hand pick out, I actually put like a kind of like a bucket of water, but I'll put basically like basil and stuff like that in it. I'll put bay leaves in it. I'll let it sit for a while or rinse them in it. Take them out, let them dry. Then I'll sage them, sit them out in the sun or underneath like the full moon, and clear it. And then I'll kind of just like wave my hands kind of over it, but then it just depends on the methods. Like sometimes I'm led to do that, or I'll do it like by sound. I have like tuning forks to like reset, the energy to what it's supposed to be,
Ah,
and then I'll create it.
right.
But yes,
Now, somebody had
different system.
asked, I need a good stone that helps someone that absorbs everyone's energy, so I'm always drained.
So for sure, you're gonna want like Malachite is a good one. Smoky Quartz will be a good one because Smoky Quartz will basically, if you've taken any energy, you can transmute that into positive energy. So and that's why Smoky Quartz is the way it is because, of course, the dark and the light, the yin and the yang. But what's really causes it is that the less oxygen that's in the crystal when it's forming gives it the darker
Ah,
the
okay.
material in it. So that's how it's formed. But the more oxygen it'll have it, the clearer. So you get the clear course of silicon dioxide. So that is actually good for if you're taking in energy and then transmuting it out. Howlite is another good one too, that you would probably want to use. But usually Smoky Quartz will be a good one. Tourmaline is another good protection stone to kind of like, get rid of things or transfer that energy elsewhere.
Now I've got them. I was called a crystal hoarder before, and I'm not a crystal hoarder. I'm a collector. There is
Right, right.
there
That's
is
the
a big
difference.
difference, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't go to Quartzsite or Tucson this year. I currently don't have room, but I would find room. So I was trying to be good this year.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for the gifts.
So you guys, what are the names again? What did you said?
Malachite, Smoky Quartz, or Howlite will be good for that. Okay, so somebody said moss agate. So moss agate is actually going to be good for like grounding. Also too for connecting with yourself. Um, and also good for like it's mainly like your not solar plexus, your sacral chakra, and then your heart chakra as well with moss agate. But it's more like a grounding stone because of course agate is more again for like the lower chakras as well. But moss agate is really good for again for grounding mainly.
I mean, I'm proud that you did this for me. I mean, celestite, I was told, is very soft, and a lot of people don't want to work
It
with it.
is. It
Um,
is.
but Daniel John, hello, my sweet, hello. But I just, it's my stone. It's my stone,
It
and
is. So
I'm
yeah, with
very
celestite
careful
is
about that.
well, because celestite it comes in clusters. So then, like, if it's usually like people like don't put it in water because the matrix that is held in, basically it can like break and chop. So basically, if I know I'm going to use it for pieces, I'll soak it in water for overnight, and then it just crumbles. So once you start to break it down, you wash it off, and then you can cut it down how you want. But yes, and then celestite is definitely good for what you do. It's connecting with the other side, connecting to different realms and as far as that, and then the clear quartz, is just the light, the like kind of like just the pathway kind of thing. So it
Yes.
just amplifies the energy as well with the celestite. So it's
Now,
a
is that
beautiful.
what you have here? Is this the howlite that you have for the
So
next?
the howlite, yes, is
Okay.
yes on there. Yep,
Okay.
yep.
Welcome, mods. Hi, Papa. Hello, Daniel John. Welcome, everybody. So, yeah,
Thank you,
King
thank
CJ and I have just thought about doing this live, and it's so calm in here compared to what it's been earlier. So
you.
this looks like everything is smooth. If it breaks, is it true to bury in the dirt?
So it depends on what it is. So like there's stuff that like so it depends on the hardness. So for instance, a clear quartz, if you drop it, it's not gonna break as easily as like something like a tourmaline. Because there's a scale for the crystals. So they have a scale from 1 to 10. So like tourmaline is like a softer. So it's like if it's not tumbled. So it's like clear quartz, jaspers and all that stuff, they're hard to break. But like some people say, if it breaks or for instance, like back in the day, they say that, they used to give children malachite to wear around their neck. So if there's like evil spirits or something around them, it will break
Right.
to protect them and all this other stuff. So it all depends on whatever you feel is practice. So like if I have any crystals that break or anything, normally I would put it out. Actually, yeah, I'll throw it out back to the land or put it under a tree. I don't actually like bury it, but I'll just throw it back out. Or even like little crumbs that I don't use from like the celestites that are really, really small that I can't use, I'll just throw it back in the dirt.
So let me ask you this. If someone wants to know if you're also a medium, I think you are.
So, okay, so I've tapped into tarot. I used to like do readings and stuff like that. However, I stopped. The only reason because, like to me, people get obsessed with certain things and be like, I need a reader, I need a reader, I need this, I need to know direction to take. And I'm just like, relax. Like you got to live your life, and so people are just like so much like, oh, I need to do this, but we can utilize it as a tool. Again, it's everything that we utilize is a tool for us to kind of get the information that we need, even though we know the information is inside us. We just need that confirmation. However, I was given a reading before, and I was just like, people from the other side were coming in, and I'm like, seeing images. I was like, who's this person with that smiling? They have really good teeth. They're like, they just passed, and they have a blue hat. Blah blah blah. They're like, oh, this is John. I'm like, okay, John says what's up.
Yep.
Yeah, I was like, you talk to John. And then there's just like it's just all this information comes through, but I kind of I don't want to say that I cut it off, but I haven't tapped into it to where I get it. But like sometimes I'll get that feeling again to where, I'll get the little hairs pulled up. I'm like, okay, who's here? What I need to see, kind of thing to do. But I haven't practiced or tapped in deep enough
Right.
to do the mediumship. Even though,
Right.
I can if I practice, I could probably get there.
Right. Now, someone said my cat's eye bracelet broke and I use them at my altar. Is that okay? I mean, I'm not sure.
So again, whatever you feel that you need to do and what you're led to do it. Because again, somebody can say this is what this means, this is what this means, but you're gonna have two different perceptions. So if you were like, hey, this broke, I'm gonna put this on my altar, that's fine to do it if you feel that way. It's not like it's bad
Right.
juju or anything
Right.
like that, or anything that's gonna happen to you if you do this or do that.
Right.
Again, your belief is gonna drive your behavior. So even like with what I do, again, it's all intentions.
Correct.
And so, so whatever you feel led to do, then do that. You know what I'm saying? So there's no wrong or right way. I can't say like, hey, this is the right way you do this or the wrong way.
Right.
It's your thing. It's your way. It's your life. It's your path.
Right.
So
Right. Now, let me ask you this because, our topic was a little bit about tapping in and utilizing our gifts. If somebody wanted like for meditation and trying to tune into that, what's a good stone to sit with? Say you're meditating, you're trying to tune into some of that. What would be a good stone?
So I will recommend labradorite. For sure, celestite is a good one that I worked with. Believe it or not, galena would be a good one.
Really?
Yes, galena is a lot of people don't think about it because it's like, but galena is another good one as well. Clear quartz, of course. Amethyst is like more like the the ones that come are more common, but I would say yeah, labradorite, celestite, clear quartz, amethyst. Even Jasper is good for grounding too, because what happens too is that everything in our solar plexus or even our sacral chakra is where held a lot of energy is as far as like I guess you could say programming. So once you start to tap in yourself and release certain things, you have more room to receive better clarity and certain downloads. I guess you could. Um, I would say try those, and that whatever stone calls to you as well, because all these again are tools and energetically are going to align with your energy that you need at that moment. But once you're to a different, stage in your life, there's going to be different stones that are going to call you through in and out.
So,
So
So somebody, and this just popped in, somebody said, what's a powerful stone everyone talks about and a real one is hard to find. Now, I don't know, but I want your opinion on Moldavite because there's discrepancies as to Moldavite. So I know Moldavite is not easy to find because Moldavite, if I'm correct, is not of this earth, correct?
Correct. So with Moldavite is basically a tektite. So the story is that in the Czech Republic, this is only where it's at. A meteor crashed into this, and basically the debris that hit with the earth, and from that actually landed in the ground. So as of now, back in the day, only certain people used to go out there to mine it. Now because it's so popular, there's fakes out there. There's plenty of fakes, and some are really good fakes as well. But then you'll see some that'll look like glass. So the thing is, because a tektite is glass, so just kind of like how obsidian is a glass as well, but the tektites is more again like a meteorite to where um, it gives a different aspect as far as energy. But with Moldavite, you got people that will say, don't touch Moldavite because it will ruin your life. It's gonna shake up things. It's gonna do this. It's gonna do that. If you're feeling led like to work with it, then do it. However, just don't do it because it's a hype or it's
Right,
the in thing, it's the cool thing. Like, right now I have Moldavite on twice, and people, it's just like, it's not like, oh my God, my energy is blah, blah, blah. So in my experience, when you first get Moldavite, you're going to know it's authentic because when you hold this thing in your hand and the energy that it has an amorphous shape. So an amorphous shape, it means like the energy, it spreads out just all like this. So like with clear quartz, you have your point. So energy comes in and out. You have a fierce where it makes more like a protection, kind of like energy around it. So with Moldavite, it's an amplifier is what they call it. So that's
right,
why, for instance, I'll have the Moldavite plus a Herkimer or a clear quartz. It amplifies the energy even more.
right,
However, um, you'll know the difference when you feel it. So like some people have, they'll feel it in their stomach. They'll feel it like headaches. They'll feel lightheaded if they wear it and stuff like that. So you kind of have to work with it. So like meditate with it, sleep with it, cleanse it often too. So again,
mm-hmm,
with a lot of it collects, you collect people, we collect, and then you have to let things go. You got the same thing. You got to cleanse this and actually recharge it as well. You can recharge it in the sun. Usually I recharge mine in the sun for like maybe like 4 or 5 hours. I'll cleanse it by smoke or sound and then do it. And then I'll feel the energy again. But normally, like right now, I feel like I get used to the energy. So it's like, it doesn't bother me. But when somebody else is like, oh my God, Moldavite. But some people see it as don't touch it. And then some people like, I want to work with it because I want to, astral travel and do all of this. I want to open up my third eye. And again, don't believe the hype. um, you don't need all of these things to do all of this. It's a more of a within kind of thing and
mm-hmm.
tapping into your abilities. Of course,
Yeah,
you can use this tool to energetically align with it to kind of jumpstart you, keep you going. But yes, Moldavite clears out things, the things that you don't need in your life. So,
right.
but like I said, everybody's experience is different.
Right. You guys you kind of have to really tune in to your own intuition because like
Yep,
when people say, what kind of stone should I buy? Well, go out, go put them in your hand, feel them, see,
yep,
you're going to feel what's for you and what's not for you. You're just going to know. You got to start somewhere. And I always tell people, you got to have a clear quartz, got to have a rose
yep,
quartz. I mean,
yep,
and you just got to trust. You just have to go. And of course, there's a lot of people that have put their hands on stones. So, at some point you'll have to cleanse it, but you'll know which one belongs to you. You're going to feel that.
correct.
Like I have celestite everywhere. I did make a mistake and put one in the windowsill, which was not a smart idea. The sun faded that one. But I mean,
Yep,
I put them next to my bed on my nightstand. When I go to bed, they're there. We all have our special favorites, I would say.
yep.
And guys, I have crystals, but I have no idea what to do with them. I don't know what book you have. I have the first two, Crystal Bible 1 and Crystal Bible 2.
Uh huh.
I don't know. Do you have
So
any other books?
um, so let me see if I can have it over here. I think it's in my room because I'm always reading. It's the Encyclopedia of Crystals by Judy Hall, I believe. But it gives like again the A to Z, the spiritual, the healing, what material is made of it, how it's formed, all the shapes of working with the energy and all that other stuff. So yeah,
Right.
Encyclopedia of Crystals by Judy Hall is a really good one.
Judy Hall also did the Crystal Bible.
Bible, yeah, yeah, yep, yep.
So she did that. Now I'm gonna let King answer this question because I do know how to cleanse most of my stones, but it's like how do you cleanse a stone? There's different stones that have to be cleansed in a different way, correct?
Way, right. So yeah, so like for instance, like kyanite, tourmaline, all these in the raw form, malachite in the raw form. You don't want to put water on it or sit it in water or salt water and stuff like that because again, it is a mineral, so it can deteriorate. So just like how you put yours in the sun, so even if you put amethyst in the sun, it would lose the purpleness and it'll just be look like a clear quartz. So same thing with celestite because it's in the same family as well. That would do it, but it all depends on the stone. So the safe way I would say to do a cleansing on all of them, you can use incense, you can use sage, you can use a tuning fork as well. That's how I would normally kind of like cleanse or clear my crystals is from smoke or sound with it. And of course, you can recharge them by using the sun, or even some occasions I'll bury my crystals in the dirt, leave them there for a day, bring them up, wash them off.
Oh, for a second there, he got froze, but we're good. Somebody just said, "Oh my God, you guys are doing so well together with the sound." Now, something just came up on somebody's TikTok, and I'm like, don't confuse me. But so we're talking about selenite, okay? Selenite. The person said most of the selenite that you guys are calling selenite is not selenite; it's gypsum.
So yes, gypsum. So there's selenite, and then there's satin spar. So technically, the stuff that we got is gypsum and satin spar. The selenite looks like almost like clear quartz, but it's like thicker, kind of like in ice chips. So
Yes,
that's selenite, but we call it selenite. The gypsum. So yeah, it's kind of like what else they it's another one. So well, rhodochrosite and rhodonite is kind of similar, but they're two different stones. But or even let's say citrine. So there's two citrines. There's the citrine that is heated amethyst, which you get from like the store, or well, a lot of common stores, they like metaphysical stores have that one. But then there's actual citrine from like Congo, that's more of a quartz. And this one is like, the kind of the same kind of thing where it's like, oh, is it selenite or is it satin spar or gypsum? So
right.
yes, there is a difference.
Well, I got a quick story about the rhodochrosite thing because, rhodochrosite is one of my favorite stones. And I began to collect the rhodochrosite because it's a healing stone for trauma, past trauma,
Yep.
you know, uh, domestic violence, all of that stuff. So
Yep.
I had one, and way back when I was doing massage work, um, I always put one in the upper area. So I had a lady who was coming in who was petrified to have massage. She had to have her husband in the room. I didn't have all the details, but I was told it's okay. Woo! I don't know what that sound was, but okay, got it. Something's happening. So what happened was I interviewed her and she talked about and her abuse was so extensive, so beyond
Wow.
bizarre. And the first time she came to me, she had to be fully clothed. I totally respected that. I did more like light energy work. Well, anyway, as I was having her getting herself ready, I went in to go wash up and things like that. And I kid you not, that rhodochrosite flew out and landed on
Wow.
on the carpet. And I'm like, wow. And the voice said, give her that stone. And I said, no, Th- you know, that's my trauma stone. And they're like, give her the stone. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay. So I did. I gave her, and then she eventually was able to let me work with her more. I gave her that stone. It broke my heart, but guess what? I found a bigger piece later on. So
Yep.
it came back tenfold. I mean, I do try to do what I'm told, but that was a very special piece to me.
I,
But,
yeah,
and so
sometimes.
I know that some people don't believe in the qualities of the stones, but you know what? I have to disagree with that. Yeah, you're right. Trauma recovery is tough. We got Ziggy Booten in here, and he and I go way back. So yeah, we know all about trauma. And you know what? Like, let me just say this. What if there isn't any qualities to the stones? Who cares? It is in your intention that matters, correct?
Right.
I'm
Yep.
going to hold this stone and I'm going to whatever. But I mean, I feel the energy. So
Right.
we know. Okay. But I do want to, right. That's right, Ziggy. It's intentions. But let me ask you this. You already know my favorite because here's my favorite right there. Now,
Yep.
for those of you that are new popping in, yes, King made this for me as a gift. What would be your ultimate favorite? I just got to know. There's got to be a favorite.
Whew. Mine changes. I don't know. So like my favorite. Mm, I don't know. I love opals. I love all the opals.
Oh, opals.
Ethiopian opal. Um, I just love opal. But another thing too is like there's opal. So there's opals that come from all over. So of course, things like wood, bones, they can opalize over time, and then you have stones that do it. But with opal too is like I don't know. The energy is different. I love it. It's like a uplifting energy. So I love working with opal a lot. Um, and then also too, you can make homegrown. Well, I'm not saying home. Well, grown opal, to where you can create your own opal. So there's real opal out there, and then fakes as well. But it's really unless you have to look, you got to
Wow.
look through a loop with some of these because it's all about how the light hits it. So for instance, they sell opalite. So opalite is real nice. It looks cool. I think I might have some. Let me see. But like opalite, it looks cool. And I was like, oh man, this is so cool. I was like, but then I was like doing my research and I was like, wait a minute, this is not opal? I was like, I thought this was opal, but opalite is a synthetic stone. But it just looks nice. Like so like this is like the synthetic opal. It's opalite, but it's not
That's
from
pretty.
from Earth.
That's
So
pretty.
there's like I said, there's if there's a want or a need or like a demand for it, there's people that come out with like bakes. However, you can still work with whatever you want to work with, okay? Whether it's lab grown or if it's actually from the earth. You know what I mean? Again, it's all intentions. It's
You
all
know,
energy.
I have several pieces that are just still
Yeah.
part of the matrix. I love the raw. I have gosh, I got so many of them. The greenstone, I know it's
Amethyst.
no, the green.
Amethyst.
Epa,
There's malachite. There's amazonite. There's jade. How green is it? Is it like a light green, a dark green, green
it's
aventurine,
a light green. I know the word and it's sitting right there, but it's kind of right over my head. It starts with an E.
opalite?
E
No, no,
starts with
no.
an E.
Uh, a pete. No,
A pitalite. Excuse me.
a
No, no,
pedalite.
no. Oh, we almost
No,
had
no.
it. What?
It's Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's is it EP? Dang, I know.
Yeah, epidote. Thank you. Epidote.
Epidote.
Yes.
Okay, there we
Thank
go.
you.
Wow.
Gosh, I knew that. Anyway, it's a big raw piece, and I would go out to like we had
Yeah.
a father and son who did geology stuff. They didn't want to talk about anything spiritual. So don't go in there and ask them
Uh,
no questions. But they had stuff all over, and I would go in and get the raw pieces. So it was this epidote. Oh my God, It's just beautiful. And somebody said, that's kind of ugly. And I'm like, what? So it's like
Oh man.
beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So I have a lot. I do
Yeah.
like to get mine raw. Would you say that the polished stones make a change in the energy?
No, not necessarily. The polishing is more an attraction of the eye. So of course, everything in its raw form, you would probably just pass over it. So even with like turquoise, even malachite, you wouldn't even think to be like, oh my gosh, like malachite in its raw form versus its tumble form, you don't get to see everything. So as far as energy wise that it goes, it's still going to carry the same energy. So
That's
just like
right.
with you, if you put makeup on or you do your hair like this, you still carry the same energy. So even
I'm
with the
still, yeah,
stones,
I'm
you
still,
know,
I'm still the
you're
same
still the
person.
same, right? You're carrying that same energy, but it's just a
Okay.
preference. You know what I mean?
Deanna, my moderator says, what are his thoughts on bismuth? Has amazing healing properties, yet man manipulated. Bismuth.
So that one, I'm not too familiar with that stone.
Okay.
I'm is that the one that is like rainbow colors, but it's more like squares on top of it, or like it? I'm wondering if that's the one.
I'm
But
not sure.
I haven't really messed with that.
Okay. That was so I'm not sure, Deanna, because I've never heard of that one. There are some things that I've been running into that there's so many that you don't even know they exist.
There's so many. Yes, there. I mean, to know all of them is impossible because again, it's all depending on the element, where it's at, pressure, all of that. It all. So even with like Super Seven, it has 7 different minerals in it versus it has amethyst, smoky quartz, and all this. So it has hematite. It has this. So again, it's all the atoms, the structure, how it's built, and it like ametrine. Who knew?
Oh,
Citrine.
ametrine. Oh my
You
gosh.
know, so all kinds of stuff. So, but yeah,
You
there's too
know,
many stones to know them all of them off the top.
up north, Payson area in Arizona, there are certain times of the year that you're allowed to go up and just dig for crystals. It's just, so a
Wow.
friend and I went up there, and it was just after a rain. And I would be looking back and I would see points just shimmering, and I'd be running over there like, oh my God. I mean, I got some beautiful, I didn't have to do much digging because the rain brought that up.
Right.
And it was like, and it's like, it's going mining for your own stuff. And it's so
Yeah.
incredible because you know what? It's like people say, well, you should leave that to the earth. And I always do my prayers. Hey, can I take this home with me? Should I leave it here? It's just like with my heart rocks. Most of you that follow me know I collect heart rocks. Some of them I get
Yep.
to ask and they come home with me, and some of them have to stay behind, and that's okay. Um,
No. I love your cards, by the way, too, and thank you
oh
for the
yeah,
cards that you sent.
there
Thank you,
you go,
thank you,
guys.
thank you.
These are my little heart
Yes.
rock cards, and I sent a lot of the people in here have my deck, and I sent a deck to him and his beautiful sweet wife, and the heart rocks.
Yes.
I get heart rocks in nature. I get messages, so I made. You're lucky because this is my third edition. So I added
Really?
11 cards from the well that I work that I volunteer at there.
Uh
So
huh.
you got the new and improved deck. So, and before, and in fact,
Yes.
in a little while, I'll pull all of us a collective card. Yeah, you do, Ziggy. You need to pick your own in the next trip. Yep, you definitely need to do that. Now, I haven't been to Arkansas, but I have been told Arkansas crystals are the bomb. Um, do you,
Arkansas.
Arkansas, do you have any Arkansas crystals?
Um. Actually, not anymore. I had a few like Smoky Quartz and some amethyst like clusters that I did get from Arkansas. What's funny is that my sister was like, "Hey, we should go to Arkansas and go mining. You got to pay $1,000, but you get to keep up to $1,000 worth of stuff. But if you go over it, you just pay the difference." I was like, "We'll see." if we
We'll
could do
see.
that. So yeah, but I haven't gone like mining, which I want to do because I can just be out there all day. I know,
Well, there's
digging
some
and
amethyst.
finding
I
stuff.
heard there's an amethyst mine outside of Southern California, San Diego. There's some.
So so it's there's a place outside of San Diego, but what they do is they'll it's not hands-on mining. What they do is you buy a bag and then you go through it there, or you can take it home and go through it. But there's like small tourmalines and stuff that you'll find in there, some clear quartz. But it's
Uh,
basically they should get the bag for $50. You go through it and wash them off and stuff, and you'll find some little gems here and there. But that's
now,
the one that I love
some I
for
don't.
San Diego.
Somebody says starolite. What about? I don't know. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Starolite.
Starlight.
S
Um,
T A U R O L I T E. Starolite. I've never heard of it.
I'm not. Yeah, I haven't heard of that one either. I'm like I said, there's so many on there that so like Olite, I barely found out about Olite not too long ago. There's so many other ones that are, a mixture of two. So you got like lavender quartz, you got strawberry quartz, all kinds of different ones out there. And people be like, "Have you heard of this one?" I'm like, nope, I haven't heard of that one.
You know,
Even though I
because
know about crystals,
right,
all of them, all of them.
peach and orange are my favorite colors. So when I see a tangerine quartz, I'm gonna
Quartz.
buy it. I'm gonna buy it. I mean, I love peach color.
So I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm probably gonna send you a tangerine quartz. I have a tangerine quartz. I have one. I'm gonna just send it to you
Oh
because
my
it's just
God.
chilling.
I,
So
I,
you
if it's
got that
just
coming your way.
chilling, if it's just chilling,
It's just chilling. It's chilling. I'm gonna send it to you.
Oh, here, Deanna says the only one I give a warning about is Bumblebee Jasper. It has large amounts of arsenic in it.
Arsenic and sulfur.
Okay.
So with Bumblebee Jasper, I have it now. Of course, in its raw form, again, kind of like malachite. It can get toxic, or when you touch it and stuff, and it creates a reaction. But a lot of the stuff that I have, it's thin, it's tumbled, so it's polished as well. So it's not going to be as potent as it would. So I'll still have like make pieces or wear pieces that are small with Bumblebee Jasper. Um, but basically, yes, there's some potency to it. And of course, like I said, there's some stones that you don't want to touch, and then like put it in your face, or again, will cause a reaction.
Because, I know
So yeah, we
some
can't see each
people,
other's chats.
huh? What?
I know somebody on my side was like, "Can we see her chats?" I was like, I know on your side you get to see your chats. I only get to see my chats. I wish they had it where everybody was like
Oh,
in
because
one, but
I know, I wish we could. But for those of you who
I
are
know.
new on his side and my side, here is my power piece. The celestite pieces, and he put a clear quartz on the top, and then with the howlite necklace. I mean, guys, oh, that doesn't even do it justice. It just doesn't. Okay. And I mean,
Thank
you
you.
guys don't want to know it. My eyes leaked when it came in the mail. I was like, oh my God.
Yes.
It was a very special gift, and I thank you. And then his beautiful wife, she knows that my favorite color is peach, so she sent me the peach moonstone. It's the regular moonstone and a peach moonstone, and made me a beautiful bracelet. So guys, they both, I don't know if the wife is in your chat or not, but I mean, she's got her own Etsy shop. Yes.
Yeah, a Queen T original is her shop as well. Yeah, she just got back from the gym, so she chilling. And selenite is not toxic. Selenite is not toxic. You don't want to put it in water because it will dissolve if you put selenite in the water. Um, but yeah, also, all right, go ahead. But no, I was just answering a question on my side.
Okay. Anybody else got some questions? I mean, I
Ziggy,
do
yes, Pam
feel.
is the best.
Go ahead. Oh, you guys. So
No,
I
no,
love.
Ziggy's on my side.
It's
So
Ziggy. Ziggy's playing sides. He's going back and forth. And Ziggy, have Ziggy tell you where he gets a lot of his crystals. There is a huge one on Instagram. I forgot the name. Ziggy, tell him.
Is it like the live Ziggy, like a live show?
And you can buy
Pyrite is
stone.
good. So yeah, so pyrite is good for prosperity protection. Um, it can go on water because it's a harness, but it's still you don't want to consume anything with that in there as well. But pyrite, you should be okay.
Oh, Bellissima crystals. Bellissima. They do a lot of online sales. Pretty reasonable prices. Absolutely. What is Moonstone good for? Somebody asked.
So Moonstone is it's definitely a feminine energy. It's good for like your self love, self awareness, self confidence, fertility. It's more of a calming stone, and of course it has Labrador essence in it, like in the same family as Labradorite. So it's very attractive, especially if you get the real. It's more of a calming stone. Uh, and of course it has Labrador essence in it, like in the same family as Labradorite. So it's very attractive, especially if you get the real clear ones. But yeah, Moonstone is a really good mood setter. It stabilizes self worth, self. It's again more within to where it's like you step in with your heart chakra too. So
Now, somebody wants to
Moonstone is
know
nice.
what's the most powerful stone you've worked with?
Ooh, honestly, so I use personally Galena underneath my pillow when I go to sleep. To I've noticed with and I do it with a lot of stones. So I do like my own testing. I'll be breaking open stuff and splitting things open and seeing all that stuff. But the most potent I would say, yeah, it's going to be Moldavite. At first, it was like Moldavite, Galena, and Labradorite. For some reason, Labradorite, it basically helped me like step in, like transforming. So like Labradorite is good for transformation, good for enhancing your psychic abilities, stuff like that. Tapping in with your heart chakra, and your third eye chakra as well. But those are the stones that I felt that were potent at the time that I worked with, to where I saw a change in my life, like progressing and moving and changing. But I used to wear it, meditate with it, sleep with it. But sometimes it's not a smooth transition. So it's sometimes it's tower moments, sometimes it's facing your fears, sometimes it's subconscious things that you gotta overcome and doubt. But those are the stones that I use. Yes,
And
labradorite.
and you touch base on something about facing our fears and maybe growing, expanding, spiritual awakening. Those we're talking about our gifts. I think that the stone's going to show itself to us. The one that's going to
Right.
help us, like mine is my
Yeah.
celestite. I mean, I know it's my go-to stone. So when you guys are trying to figure out, well, what stone is, connect, they're going to find you. That's how I see that. They're going to find you. You're going to know. Is that correct?
Yes, you definitely will know. So for instance, like right now, emerald is like been I've been seeing it, and like, and even when I just said the word, I feel it down here. So it's just like, all right, even though I know what it's for, I'm like, I probably don't need it, but I'm gonna see what's good with it. So we'll see what it is. And again, that stone may not have the same, because you can read about what stone and what it does, but it necessarily doesn't work the same way for you and your energy. So you can use any stone, what I'm saying, and program it how it's supposed to be used, or whatever you need in that time in that life. So I may not see what's coming, but I may need that stone to work with my energy to get me where I need to be, or what's next. You know what I mean? So
Somebody
yes,
told me to put an emerald in my post office box, and I'm like, I'm not going to put an emerald. I'm not sharing my emerald with no post office people. Heck no. Like, oh no, you put it way in the back and it's all about, luck and whatever. I was like, I can do that on my own. I don't need to have it in my mailbox. It's like you can't see it. It's never going to see the light of day. I'm not going to do
I
no.
know it'd be the weird things too. I know that it'd be like, okay, just do it. All right, do it. Just do it.
And I've got all the salt rocks, all the salt lamps. I mean, I've got the selenite ones. I've got them all over my house. I mean, you can turn off all the lights and it's still bright. It's still bright because of that. That salt and that. We like if we're going to be working with whatever gifts we want to work with, and we got to have an environment
Yep.
that's conducive to calmness. People will come into my house and say, I don't know what it is, but I feel very welcomed in here. That's my goal. That is my goal.
Yep.
Now, I,
Yep.
I was told to
Yep.
do this, and I don't know if you've heard this, but if you've got a front door where you've got like a little ledge above the door, to get some of that thin selenite pieces and put them over there because that's supposed to keep people's stuff outside. Does that?
Out. So yeah, so like there's different practices that a lot of people do. Like with me, I don't have like celestite like by my doorstep. I have probably like tourmaline and I think like some other like little sprinkles of something here and there, but I haven't actually done it yet. But I mean, just know that no matter what, you guys are all protected, divinely protected. You know what I mean? So, of course, we want that reassurance, and we use something that's materialized to make us feel protected or feel like this is what it is. Don't get me wrong. There's things out there that can happen, but what I'm saying is that, whatever you're led to do, again, do that. If you feel like you need to put salt at the bottom, if you want to blow in, cinnamon for abundance into your home, if you want to, use a certain organites and put in your space for energy, because energy, everything has energy, energy flows.
Correct.
So just like how you like crystals in certain places, I have the same thing. So yes, so just even like, again, it's whatever you're led to do, do that.
Right. And I just, when I'm there quietly, I mean, I don't even put TV on. I don't know. I haven't had the television on in forever, but where I'm sitting, I've got everything. I've got all the big ones. I've got my altar. I have a whole bunch of little things and all the ones that light up. And it's about how we feel
Yep.
in our environment because I mean, I don't put a salt lamp in my bedroom because I can't have the light. Um, Somebody said, well, you can cover it at night. Well, I just don't keep it in the bedroom because I gotta have it
Right.
dark. But other than that, they're in every room of my house, and it's like you know maybe I've been overboard on some of them, but it's like I would go to Quartzite when I wasn't making a ton of money. I would go to Quartzite and I would say, okay, I got this amount of money. Okay. I'm going to find every year, I'm going to find a new piece, a big piece. And sure enough, I would always, I would go like my beautiful, huge celeste. I mean, it's huge celestite piece. And the guy's like, well, that's 200. And I said, oh no, I got 100. I would walk away with that for the money I had in my hands, and it was like, it is so, yeah, it's one of my favorite ones. But like I said, everyone knows it's my favorite stone.
Yep. Favorite
And,
song. Yep.
now let me ask you this because my sons are starting to be more accepting because, for a while there, they would just say, oh, guys, our mom is a little weird. And are your kids, do they get involved in their own crystals? Do they?
So what's funny is that like with our children, we of course we came from a Christian background originally, and then we let them believe what they want to believe. However, once they see us, we do what we do. They're like, "Oh, I like that," or "I want to wear that," and then they take it to school, and their friends be like, "Oh, your dad makes that. I want to make this too." So what's funny is that my daughter and both of my sons actually they started taking some of my crystals that I usually put on my desk, and I'm like, "What are you doing with this in your room?" Like, "Oh no, I like it, so I'm gonna put it over here by my computer." And so they might not know the like meanings and everything and understand it. They just is like, "I like this. I like how it looks. I like how this feels. So I'll put this over
You're
here."
just like,
Or,
yeah. I mean,
but yeah,
with my new grandson who's 7.5 months old, I have the tourmaline, I have the amethyst, I have the celestite. I got him a Tibetan bowl. Here he is, 7.5 months old, and that's what he got for Easter was a little Tibetan bowl, and Kuan Yin and things like that. And they're so open because they know that I just have his best interests at heart, and I just want his room to be as calming and as possible. So now somebody
right.
said, "What's your take on?" I don't know how to pronounce it. Sparolite, SPA.
Uh, so I know which one you're referring to. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, we're charging. All right, cool. Is it spirulina or well,
Sphalerite. Sphalerite.
it's really so I haven't worked with that particular stone in particular. Again, like once I go to quartzite, I usually get things that I know I'm gonna make out of jewelry kind of a thing. But like I said, I know of certain stones, but I can tell you what it is in a book from a book's point of view. So like,
Okay.
oh, this is what this is. But I like to go off of my own experiences as well. Of like, so that's why again I'll go and work with each stone and see how it works, how I do with it or what I felt with
Okay.
it because everybody's different. But like I said, I'm not too sure on that stone. I haven't
Now,
got to.
if somebody had one of their own gems and they wanted to send it to you for you to create something, do you do that?
I don't. The
Okay.
only reason is because I know some people. Well, at least for even with me, I'll be. The thing is, I don't want stuff to get lost in the mail. I don't want like, oh, you lost more crystals kind of thing. So it's more like a
Okay.
responsible thing. Even though, because I've had like pieces that people have bought and was like, I never received this, I never got it, kind of thing. I'm just like, oh man, I gotta track it down. I'm just like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta refund them, and then I gotta replace this. So it's like that's why I like to use my own crystals because if something does happen, I'm like, okay, it's my
Okay.
loss kind of thing. I'll refund you back. But if it's like, worst comes to worst, and somebody I got has their crystal, I'm like, that was my crystal, that was my favorite one, it's gone in the mail. I'm like, so
Right.
that's why I do it and try to stay away from doing that. Even though I would love to do that service because people have favorite stones that want to have be wrapped and stuff. So maybe in the future I'll have you have to sign a waiver. but
Okay. Now,
but yeah,
somebody said when the gem show comes again to Quartzite, look up John Fellows.
that sounds familiar.
It says he's the gem guy. Now, I do know a man that, I would always look up when I went to Quartzsite, but I don't remember his name. So, but John Fellows is who this person is telling. Did you make it to Tucson this year and Quartzsite?
I only went to Courtside this year. I didn't make it to Tucson because I think I had to work and I couldn't get the time off. And then I did already spend like a ton of money, tons of money
Yeah.
at court. So and then I got because I'll go with the list of what I'm here to get, and usually once
Hmm.
I get it, I'll just be cool. But of course, like Tucson, they have a lot of good stuff as far as quality and stuff that's in the matrix. If you want to do like display, but a lot of the stuff that I ran into again, it's more like already like cabochons and small pieces that I can use for jewelry. So I was like, I got what I needed, so we're good.
Well,
But I want to go. I want to go to Colorado too.
yeah. Now, somebody said this John Fellows is also an exotic bird collector. So,
Oh wow.
okay. So, yeah, Colorado. I mean, woo. I like to go to places where like I'm not too far from Sedona, and we
Uh-huh.
have a lot of shops there, but yeah, it's a tad expensive. And
Yeah, yeah,
of course, you know what? It doesn't matter. I mean, I have a crystal ball. I've had things that I bought because it's pretty and I wanted it, and but I just, like I said, I want the raw stuff as much as possible. It's just one of those things that,
yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I didn't mean to ignore y'all. Welcome. We just had some questions, and he's so knowledgeable about what he does. So if you guys are new popping in here, I hope that you guys are following King CJ Dukes because he makes the awesome stuff. And
Thank
can you
you.
show me the snake again that you're making? Because that's,
So yeah, so this is what I'm working on, and then that's the back of it, and then underneath. But I'm still deciding if I'm gonna make it where the mouth opens. I might have it, and then probably put a stone underneath here or something. But it's gonna be. And this is Paranite Sunstone from Oregon, and then I'm gonna put some Mexican opal down on its spine. So this is like
oh, look at that.
I got some more, there's some smaller pieces of and these are all like small pieces. I'm gonna probably put in the back of it, and this is just gonna be a display piece.
You know, my birthstone is garnet, and I was working, years ago part time at a new age store, and we had, this was before I was doing a lot of readings. We had a reader come in one day, and he goes, I woke up this morning and spirit said to give you something, and I said, oh, okay, I'm good. I'm down with that. It was about that big around, and it was a
Wow,
garnet. It's a garnet,
wow,
and I'm like, he didn't know. He didn't know anything about me, being my birthstone. So he goes, I go, that's a huge piece. And he goes, I know. I don't, just take it. Spirit said to give you this thing. I've had it ever since. And I'm like, it's like, it's kind of raw and kind of not, but yeah,
right.
so
Because one,
that was I wanted you to make something with that, but we can always talk about that another time. But
of course, of course, of course.
I know you don't do that. You don't take other people's stones and make things, but you know.
A hop, skip, and a jump away. I could probably do it in a day. We'll make a family trip and come out and see you.
Yeah. I mean, have you guys been out to the Sedona area at all?
No, what's funny is that I really wanted to go out there to Arizona too, and actually, yeah, in Sedona area as well. But what's the other place where it's basically all the trees kind of twist? Is it Sedona?
Hmm.
The It is okay. So then, yes, so that would be
Okay.
perfect.
Oh, you know what? One of our mods, she said, "Can you show them some more of your creations?" Of course.
Yes, yes. This is one of the dragons, another dragon that I made. I don't- so that's one. Another one. This is malachite, citrine, and amethyst. But of course, it's in the display box. That one. Then of course the one that my other dragon. Um, I got tons underneath here too. So these are another one. Ira of water tourmaline, watermelon tourmaline. Um, Another dragon, and then another dragon.
Wow.
Um, and then of course I have a full Ankh, um, opal Ira, and then I call this the ancestor. So this is another one that I created. Um, and I've done stuff like that. What else? And then this is another Unk, smaller one, but Rhodochrosite. I have Torque 7, Celestite, and Tourmaline as well. So that one.
Wow.
Um, and then this is another different, style, but this one has Bumblebee Jasper in it. It has Fire Agate, Blue Lace Agate. It's a lot of earthy stones in that one. But yeah, and then another one. This is Kunzite, and Kunzite is actually you can't keep it in the sun. Same thing if it's in direct
Right.
sun, it'll lose its color as well. But yeah, and then stuff like
Now,
that.
somebody wants to know what's the inspiration behind the designs?
It just comes to it just comes to me. I have like just like an urge to be like, all right, create something, and then I'll start creating. I don't have like a plan or set kind of thing. Like this is what I'm gonna make. I'll look at the crystals and be like, all right, I'm gonna design this or I'm gonna design that. So the inspiration comes from the crystals, I guess you could say. It's because I'll start to look at them and be like, I see it in my mind what I can create with it. So I just go. I just
Okay.
intuitively.
Now, Scarlett's saying, I need one. How much to purchase for a dragon? Well, you can I mean, you've got so many dragons. Hopefully, Scarlett, you're following him. Okay. Um, oh, is your Instagram the same as your
Yep.
TikTok? Okay.
Same. Yep. Across the board. If you just all of it, Instagram, YouTube, everything is all King CJ Dukes.
Right. His work is amazing, you guys. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously,
thank
it's
you.
like,
Thank
and I want to say that, he's one of the purest souls that I've met.
you.
There,
Oh, thank you.
there's this purity. It's like I know that when he creates something, there's healing energy with it, and you're going to feel it, you're going to know it. Um, I don't know how you have time to make all of that because you've got the family, you've got, the
A
corporate
full
job.
job. Yep. And then my jewelry business and all of this. So yeah, it's a lot of balance, that I got to do. And sometimes, I'll be like, I'll probably be up to 12 o'clock tonight, and I got to be at at work at probably around 8. So it, I don't know. I just I'll find time when I find time, and then same thing to create content and all that stuff. But I just gotta stay balanced.
Thank you you said you both have good energy about you. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
It was funny. Somebody said that too. They was like, "You guys have beautiful energy."
Oh,
Look at that.
I wonder if we couldn't, and I think I'm going to ask your permission. I do try to download my lives to my phone and then I upload them to my YouTube. So would you be okay with that? Because
Of course,
somebody's
of
going to
course,
show
of
up
course.
and they're going to go, oh man, I got to go contact that guy. So I think it's important to like support each other. And,
Yes.
it's like when you popped into my lives and it was like, oh my God, King CJ came into my life. I can't believe this. And it was like, it was one of those things where,
It was off the bat. Like you have again. You have a really good energy. I like how calm and cool and collective you are, especially when you come with people being so. Not I don't want to say negative, but throwing up their beliefs all on saying this that and the third and reporting your lives when you do no harm. I'm like, how do you get reported and blocked? I'm like, you're Pam. I'm like, who's that? Like you're blocking Santa Claus to me, okay, right now, okay. I'm like,
right,
who does that? But it's just like you have a gift, and I like how you just share it, and people be coming at you all the time like, hey, what about this person? And you're like, wait a minute, all right guys, come on, this is it. But I like how you make it universal too, as far as like how you do your readings, where it's like, all right, this is the age group from this is the age group from that, this is West. And what's crazy is like I'll be flipping through here and there, I'm like, oh, this is my age group. It'll be the what I need to hear. So you
yeah,
know what I mean? Divine
yeah.
timing.
Well, this was like, I don't know, a year ago or so. And then the voice was, more people want messages. So let's do this. And I'm like, okay. So I came up with this 18 to 30, 31 to 50, 51 to 70s. But you know what? There's been times when, first of all, I've connected with all four age groups with the messages, and sometimes there's a theme. You never know, there's a theme. So this way I feel like everyone's getting something, even if they haven't connected with their loved one and stuff. And
Yeah.
it's important. And I think it was Ziggy, somebody said, you know, somehow you stay focused, even though there's these people throwing things at you, you
Right.
stay focused. And I try. I mean, thank you, angels.
Ooh.
But like, sometimes there's this chaotic stuff, but you know what? We came here for a reason and we got to do our purpose. Like, let me ask you, how long have you been doing your jewelry?
4 years now.
It came in this divine timing.
It did. It
The
did.
universe says, okay, it's time. It's time to do this. And you're like, well, I don't really know how to do it. And they're like, don't worry
Right.
about it. We
Right.
got you. We got you.
Yep. Yes.
Because
And that's the
your
thing.
your jewelry is spiritual.
Yeah.
You can go out and
It
buy jewelry anywhere, but not all of it has that spirituality to it. That's
right.
for
Right.
sure.
And like, and yeah, and like you said, like just like how you said, like, the stone, certain stones carry certain energy. Even us as individuals, we carry certain energy. So even though I can show you how to rap and do everything like this, you may look almost the same, but it's gonna have a different energetic feel to it. You know what I mean? So like you said, with the healing and stuff and the what I put into it, you're gonna feel it. Same versus if something else. So that's why I like when people be like, make me a custom. I'll try to make customs, but I kind of steer away from them because I want to create from a space of healing, of just intuitive stuff. But whatever I create and somebody is called to it will buy that or purchase it because it's meant for them in their journey and what it is at that time. So that's another cool thing that I get a gratification again about, is just like creating what I feel, and somebody that sees it and resonates with it, they use it in their journey. So I'm like, that's my gratification, and I'm just
Yep.
doing what I love to do, being me, and I'm not like trying to just be all gun ho about. I'm here to raise the vibration of the collective. I'm here to start seeds and do all of this to the intergalactic force and star travel. We're from this earth and this. We're here right now. Stay present, live and flow with the flow of life. We all know that we're here just for the
Yes.
moment,
Yes.
and enjoy the ride. There's going to be ups and downs. However, just stay in the flow state of being present, because it's when you're thinking about too far much ahead, like you're worrying and like, how I'm gonna do this, how I'm gonna do that, how I'm gonna do this. But once you start to like let go, stay present, and flow, things just start to come. And
Yes.
it's like chasing it, it's just coming to you. I'm like, I should have been doing this a long time ago, but it's like, nope, you wasn't ready at this time. It's just
Right.
like when this is
Right.
ready, the team appear.
Now, Deanna says, and you have to trust the energy of a person wrapping stones. I trust
True.
Kingcjdukes, good energy. That's right. I mean, that's just like in anything. Like,
Yep.
like the sage. Where do you get your sage sticks, or, the wands, the smudge sticks? Well, who wrapped it? I mean, what kind of attitude did they have?
Right.
I there was a native store in Phoenix. That's where I get my sage, because I know it's got that pure intent. And just like there's people that probably have done stones and like it didn't feel right on, like it didn't feel healing. Okay. So yes, you have to trust. And that's why I trust him with what he's doing, because there's the healing, there's the love, and there's the intention. And I think there's going to be these new designs, like, and I don't know what, let me just see something, because they're showing me you're going to be getting these, what? Like these new symbols, some kind of new symbols to work with. And that it's like, do you sometimes write it out? Write it. Okay. They're showing me there's something new that's coming that I don't know why I keep seeing circles and circles and circles. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Okay. Woo! That gave me goosebumps. It's like
I
I got
know.
and now, oh, okay, because you use a lot of copper, yes? I mean, that's copper. Okay.
Yep.
The energy, the conductivity of
Yep. The
copper.
connectivity of it. Yep. Yep.
Okay. Woo!
How the energy
These are
flows
going to
through.
be some really cool stuff and there's also something, I'm just going to share it because I see it. There's also something that looks round, but it's spider web looking. What is that? Well, I don't know what it is, but
Yep.
I'm seeing something. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting some messages for King. You probably have already seen these symbols in your dreams, or you've already drawn it or something. I don't know what that's.
What's funny is that you're saying that is because before I was trying to design something that was like 3D, but where it's energetically like not measured but almost to where it flows better. So even I don't there's basically this guy that came up with this cutting of like certain like a certain stone. So when you
Mm-hmm.
cut certain stones and stuff, it basically gives off an energy like a certain way. So just like how we say like a fierce, it gives off an energy that's round. So there's energy that can go through up and down, but with certain cuts and how it is, it amplifies it. But so basically, like with the wire wrapping, I'm actually starting to design certain things to where like the energy like flows through it with the crystal kind of thing. So I'm glad you said that because now I'm looking forward to see what else is going to come across to like
Okay.
you know.
Well, that was the message that they said to give you, because the symbols are going to be like, pay attention, because you may not be able to stay on top of it. Like, oh, there's another one. Oh, there's another one. So there's a door that's open, they said. That's pretty
Let's
cool.
go. Let's
Are you
go.
ready? You know what? And this might even be something that at some point, because I don't see you staying in the corporate world. I just don't.
Me neither.
No. So it's like, in 4 years' time, look at where you started and look at where you're
Yeah.
at right now.
Yeah. So look, I'm gonna show you right now too. Let me see. So this is one of my original ones. So look, this is like a two. Look, I was like, I want both of these stones together. So I just wrapped it like this. This is where I started 4 years ago. All right. This is such. This what is this? Shuckshite. This looks like Madagascar rose quartz. But yeah, but basically, yeah, like this is where I started, and then just like wearing it, with on this, and now I'm doing 3D dragons and stuff. Like well, I'm looking forward to what's next. I'm ready. But
So
yes, yes.
how
So
have
but
you tried to do things with birds?
I haven't tried anything with birds yet.
Okay.
Uh, I haven't yet. No.
You're gonna. I do, yeah. What they're showing me right now is the phoenix bird.
What's crazy is that um okay, my sister wanted to get that tattoo, but I was like, man, that'll be cool if I can make like a design, something like that. But it's like I haven't came to the full like image of how it's created. So like the thing is like I have to see it in my mind first to make sure, and then I'll bring it to life. So once I see the whole full picture in my mind, then I got it. But Phoenix, that would be, oh my gosh, that would be so,
Me too, Deanna. We both see you mastering a phoenix bird. Yep.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh
and
my
I
goodness,
I see all the brilliance of the fire, the color. I see all of it.
right.
It's like, oh, people be
Yeah,
fighting over that. Okay.
yes.
So
That's gonna be the masterpiece, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, you know what? Let me ask you this. Have you ever made something and all of a sudden go, I can't sell this. I can't sell it. I got to keep it.
So yeah, so what's crazy is that like I'll create certain things and then normally what I'll do is like I'll hoard it for a little bit, but then like I'll usually let it go. But then like when I'm creating something, something tells me like you cannot sell this because down the line you're gonna have this to show like basically
Oh.
where you started. Because normally I'll like a lot of the earlier stuff that I created, I just gave it all out or and I don't have anything that I really started with. But there's some pieces here and there, um but yeah, like there's some things I do try to keep just to show my progression. But and then some of them I'm just tied to it where I just like I can't let it go. So even like with this one, I'm probably will never sell this one. This is like my first dragon. This is the one that I'm
No.
doing clothes. So
Oh, so
yes.
you've been watching him like a year on TikTok. He has an amazing flair. Yes, he has an amazing
Thank
flair.
you,
That
thank you, thank you.
Mr. Jojo. I like your username, Mr. Jojo. But for those of you that
Yes.
are still here, I haven't seen, I do have to keep sharing this because it's so beautiful. And so when I wear this, I don't know why I so connect to Celestite. I just do. I feel that when I touch or I'm near Celestite, it just takes me into that angelic realm. Um, Wherever that is. We don't know where the angelic realm is, but I feel, and even just looking at it, it just takes me into another place. So, I mean, have you done a lot of work with Celestite or no?
Yeah, not really. I've used it during like meditations, of course, and I've slept with it as well. Um, and it's kind of like, well, like I said, with what you do, it makes a lot of sense for it because you're connecting with the other side, and it's just like that steady connection. Because sometimes when you're doing mediumship, it gets overwhelming with all the stuff coming in. So it's like, you got to like channel it right. So it's not so much overwhelming. It's like, all right, slow, but it's like a flow. It gives you like a peace and flow state to where it's like you can basically yeah, what's the word? Basically not transfer, but like basically deliver the message that you need to
Right.
deliver,
Correct.
so
In
but yeah,
a calm and loving
way. Yeah.
fashion. Yes. Matter of fact,
Definitely.
oh my God, we've been on here like almost an
I know
hour,
I was gonna
almost
say I
two
don't want to hold you
hours.
up. I don't want to
You
so
probably got family time that you got to do, but I wanna, if you're okay with it, I would like to pull a collective card for
do it,
everybody.
of
I don't
course.
want to take you away from your family stuff. Now, here's the Queen of the Moon Oracle. This is what Ziggy got me for my birthday. I'm still so freaking attached. This is Stacy DeMarco. I love to get things with artwork. That's what I mean. Like, guys, tapping into
Yep.
gifts is about, utilizing what that talent is. Do you draw? Do you write? Do you sing? Somebody said, I don't have a gift. And it was like, yes, you do. You sit and you listen to people. And they're like, yeah. And I go, that's a gift. So,
You're right.
it's just another reminder, honor what that purpose is. We all came in with a purpose. King, he found his 4 years ago. I found mine kind of like 30 years ago. But the thing is, it's going to come manifest when it's time and when you're ready. Okay.
Yep.
It has been
Yep.
amazing. Thank you, Deanna. This is Friday. So let's use this collective card for the weekend. Focus
All right.
on the weekend. Let's see. And this is and if it resonates, fine. If it doesn't, and I never look, oh, I keep pulling this card.
What
Don't be,
is it? What is it? What is
don't
it?
be afraid. Don't be afraid. Darkness.
Oh my God. Oh, but
So
it's a
look at
beautiful
this.
thing in the darkness now.
Look at now the path is illuminated. Okay. There's darkness, but there's the beautiful moon. It is illuminated. Do you see that rabbit down there? The rabbit
Yep.
represents fear. Okay. Guys, it's about shadow work. And I know it's like, oh, I don't want to deal with shadow work. If we can take a look, darkness is not a bad thing. Okay. It is not
Yep.
a bad thing. It's wanting us. Oh, okay. Is that what you want me to do? Oh, okay. Very good. Take one thing that maybe you have a fear of or something you don't want to take a look at and focus, meditate, take a look at that. That's what they're saying. They're only saying one thing. I guarantee you, if you take a look at that, you work with it, you release it, you heal it, that path is going to be illuminated. You're going to feel a whole lot lighter. Okay. It's not a card anybody wants, but because it was the darkness card, I'm going to pull one of my cards and let's just see. It's not, okay, yes, thank you. Generational healing is happening a lot right now. Everyone needs to take a look at their crap. Let's put it that way. And you know what? We all got it. We all
Yep,
got it.
we do. We
You
do.
know, all right. So let me do one more card before we. Thank you. Okay. So here's the darkness, right? Go take a look at that fear. Trust. Trust.
Trust.
Let's see how this one it's a pointy heart. Let your heart point the way. So by doing this
Wow.
work, trust and let the heart point the way, your heart this will be, each of us, I think, should do a final, what we want to say goodnight. Mine is, if you always follow your heart, it'll never steer you wrong, ever. That's what I want to leave with. What do you want to leave with?
Trust, even though you can't see the pathway that you're going down, because eventually it will light up.
That's just like the card I pulled. Duh. That was pretty good, huh? Okay. So this was fun. I think we should do this again.
Of course, come on, Pam. You know I love you. We
I
got to
know,
do
I
it
love
again.
you back. We're gonna do this again. And guys, like, make sure you write down your questions. If you guys want to go to his Etsy shop, do you have a lot in your Etsy shop right now?
I do have a few pieces in there too, like full Kingseys, the pendants and all that stuff. Yeah, check it out. The link's in my bio, or go to kingcoriginal.com. It'll come
Okay.
up.
Well, guys, he's got family time he's got to get to. I have my dog who's looking at me like, bitch, are you going to spend any time with me or what? So
You crazy, man.
happy,
Crazy.
happy Earth Day. In fact, guys, every day is Earth Day. So thank you, King. Tell the family, tell the wife I said hello. Guys, thank you,
Definitely.
Bods.
Yes, thank you for everybody tuning in. Thank you, guys. Thank you for sharing the space with us.
Okay,
I'll see you around, Pam.
I know you will. Bye.
All right. Later.